Hello, horror heads, and scary Christmas to you. We've got another holiday horror flick for you in part 3 of Christmassacre. This one was chosen by our friend Robin, who is back by popular demand to join us as we dig into this week's tinsel terror. Don't forget to check out our Patreon page as we spread some Ghoultide cheer, because for the entire month of December, everyone can listen to our exclusive Patreon content for free. That's right, normally only our paying Patreon members get to listen to all those ghastly good bonus episodes, but until January 1st, it's free for everyone. Just go to www.patreon.com/graveyard for your free preview. If you like what you hear, then you can sign up as a Patreon donor in the new year. For just $1 a month, you can help us with the show's production, administration, and promotional costs, plus have access to all existing and future Patreon episodes. Enjoy your free preview as our gift to you. And now, on with the show. My name is Sheldon, and this is The Graveyard Shift, Horror with Sheldon and Mike. Welcome to part 3 of The Graveyard Shift's Christmassacre, our coverage of the holiday horror movies. And we have a great one for you today. We will talk about some production details, some behind-the-scenes stuff, what we liked, what we didn't like, plus anything else we think is fun or relevant. And yes, I said we because nobody celebrates the holidays alone at the Graveyard Shift. Please say hello to the guy that Santa now leaves under your tree because the price of coal went way up. My co-host, Mike.
Happy Horror Days!
Happy Horror Days to you, Mike. Man, Christmas is close. Are you all prepared?
Oh boy, I am.
You are? Really?
Yep. I am broke, so I can't buy presents, so my shopping is done. Woo!
You're as prepared as you're going to be, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, speaking of prepared, why don't you tell everyone what we have for them this week?
Well, this week, it's Krampus time. There's much need to be afraid. 'Cause we watched Krampus.
That's right, and this movie was a pick from our good friend Robin, who is joining us right now. Robin, Merry Christmassacre to you, and thank you for returning once again.
Yes, and screw you, Sheldon. Dad does not wish we were boys.
Oh, God. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm laughing so much at that. Oh, God.
Yeah, he kind of half got his wish.
Okay, Robin, so how about you? Are you all ready for the holidays?
Oh, yes, I got my stuff done pretty early.
Oh, God. Yeah, didn't you were telling me that you actually did most of your Christmas shopping in August?
Oh, yeah. That's what I started, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you are prepared, dude.
Well, I avoid the stores like you wouldn't believe for this month, so.
That's good. Okay, so Robin,
You're like,
Krampus.
You're walking around August going, I can't wait to watch you fuckers trample each other on my Facebook videos.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Robin, so you're an official horror movie aficionado. What made you decide to go with Krampus for your holiday movie pick?
Well, I heard of it a long time ago. Basically, when I heard of it was because of the connections to Trick or Treat, which is another classic. So,
yeah.
Because same producer and all that stuff. And
Trick or
apparently,
Treat?
yeah.
Trick or Treat is the only movie we've covered on the show that I gave a perfect score to.
Yeah.
I had no dislikes.
This movie is apparently same universe, or could be, and there's some tie-ins, so.
Yeah, I don't know, unless I see Anna Paquin and a bunch of girls driving down the block laughing, I'm having a hard time seeing that connection.
Yeah. Well, we needed a Sam cameo.
Yeah. I mean, like, if Sam stood in front of one kid who preserves the Halloween spirit, even at Christmas time, then him and Krampus just have this stare down, and Krampus is just like, he gives him a slight nod and walks away. It's like,
They should have thrown in some like Sam reference, like even like a Sam Snowman or something.
There's a deleted scene actually. I've seen it on YouTube where while they're starving for food, he like digs out his Halloween candy, and one of them is Sam's lollipop.
Oh, no way. Oh, I got to look that up. Okay, so
I thought
Mike,
the Snow Sam would be really funny.
So Mike, what did you think of this one?
It was quite enjoyable. I wasn't quite sure what to expect because I heard like, oh, it's more like a goofy comedy, and I'm just like, do we really want a goofy comedy when you're dealing with something as like wretched as the Krampus? But Venture Brothers had a nice Krampus episode. He's just
they did.
He's
It's
just
a
like
good one.
holding grown men up by their ankles and he's whipping their asses with a switch. He gets into a fight with Brock Samson. It's just hilarious. So
Yeah.
there's room for a funny Krampus, and everything about Krampus was funny, but Krampus himself, oh man, we'll get into it, but I like this movie.
Yeah, it was definitely, I have to agree. And this was actually another movie that I caught in theaters on opening night. That was on December 4th, 2015. I believe, yeah, it was a Friday night that me and my wife, it just came in theaters, so we wanted to do something like, this was, in 2015, this was the first Christmas movie of the season that we watched. So I immediately fell in love with it, and so I can't wait to dig into this. So before we do, here are some facts about Krampus. Released on December 4th, 2015, Krampus is an American Christmas horror comedy. It had a budget of $15 million, and at the end of its box office run, had made $61.5 million. So more than 4 times its budget. I think that's a pretty good run. It has a runtime of 90 minutes, which is perfect. It has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 65% from critics, shame on you critics, and only a 51% audience score, so double shame on you audience.
That's real surprising.
51% of you anyway, you suck. I don't know what the hell movie you watched, but anyway.
That's the people reviewing this stuff. It's like, oh, my favorite movie is Citizen Kane, and now I'm going to talk about Krampus,
Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay, so I got to tell you guys about me driving to work this morning. So I'm driving to work. I dropped my wife off along the way, and we're listening to what I call one of her radio stations, because we have like a mix on the presets on our car radio. We have like my radio stations and her radio stations. So we're listening to one of hers, and this station is one that mid-November it switches its format to nothing but Christmas music. And they had this thing today. They had a poll, apparently. You could go on their Twitter page and vote whether or not they had certain movies, and they wanted people to vote whether or not they were Christmas movies. So, first movie on the list was Gremlins. And I'm like, of course Gremlins is a Christmas movie. I mean, it takes place in Christmas. It's got a very strong Christmas theme. And I mean, Gizmo was a Christmas gift from the kid from his dad. So, like, why wouldn't it be a Christmas movie? Well, apparently, over 60% of the people that listened to that station voted no.
Wow.
So, they suck, and they did the same thing for Die Hard. I think it was, like, almost 90% of people said Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, and to those 90% of people, fuck you. Die Hard is one of the best Christmas movies.
If anybody slices their foot open on Christmas ornaments, it's a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there was a few others, and
the guy says, ho, ho, now I have a machine gun, ho, ho, ho. Like,
yep.
I mean, if you say ho, ho, ho in blood, you count as a fucking Christmas movie.
Yeah, the hosts were, like, these DJs, they were, like, the most ridiculous people I ever heard. There's a trio, and it was just one of these stupid things where the reasons they justify Gremlins and Die Hard not being a Christmas movie, they use the same reasons to justify some other ones as being a Christmas movie. It's like, oh, Gremlins, it can't be a Christmas movie just because it takes place during Christmas.
Well, that's kind of...
And they even said, you know what? Even the majority of people, they asked about Home Alone, and the majority, it was a low majority, it was only like 54%, but 54% of people said that Home Alone is not a Christmas movie.
What?
So these people are obviously whack jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, these people
Anyway.
are knobs.
Now it's got me on a tangent, but let's get back to Krampus.
Well, before we get into it, I told you I had a little surprise.
Yeah, okay.
You know how we usually get like fan mail in the Gmail?
Yes.
Well, this time we got something in written physical media by someone who surprised me as a fan. My oldest sister, Sandra.
Okay.
Yeah, my oldest half-sister. Because we got she gave a birthday card to my dad, because today's his birthday, December 5th.
Oh,
And-
happy birthday, Mike's dad.
And on it, she wrote down, like, happy birthday, Dad, and all that. And P.S. Mike, I am enjoying the graveyard shift. Kudos to you and Sheldon. You got me to watch and enjoy Zombieland again.
Well, thank you very much, Sandra. It's Sandra, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I told her now I have to watch my language on the show now, and she said, don't you change a thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and December 5th, which is my dad's birthday, is also fitting that we're recording because it is Krampusnacht.
Ah, recording on the day of the Krampus. Coincidence? I think not. Actually, it is. I had no idea.
Yeah, it was just a delightful coincidence that we're recording this on the night that since the Feast of St. Nicholas is celebrated in Europe on December 6th, so the preceding evening is Krampusnacht, or Krampus Night, where the hairy devil appears on the streets. And if you check out the Wikipedia for Krampus, you get to see him stuffing a 5-year-old in a Donald Duck suit into his wicker basket with his fruit roll-up tongue, and his sister's just eating apples like, now I don't gotta put up with your business no more.
The sister has a look on her face like she's going, I can have fruit?
Ich habe an Apple.
So I'm making it my personal mission because there's a few people at my work in my office that drop Christmas cards off to everybody. I'm going to make it my mission to look for Krampus Christmas cards, and that's what I'm going to hand out to them.
I'm sure that exists.
Oh, and that Christmas card, that Krampus card, is from 1900. So, people have been celebrating Gross von Krampus, because that's his whole name written, the same name written on the bell, is the very same name and writing on this card.
Jesus Christ. And
he is an amazing character. Like, it's amazing that he's been forgotten or hidden this long. But, that there were discussions about him in 1975, if you look at the Wikipedia, as well as 1958. So, if you never heard of Krampus before and you think he's just something made up for the movie, he is not. Get educated. And then maybe you can go to Dallas for a Krampus Society walk.
Oh, I would love that. That would be so amazing. I'm going to see if we can, for the local Santa Claus parade next year, I'm going to see if we can get some people together to make like a Krampus float.
Hey, you be the Krampus, and then everyone will follow you. You will be the Grand Krampus. And you can just wear like a sign on. You can just wear a sign on your wicker basket saying "Graveyard Shift."
To see if I get my son carry a cage on my back or something. See if I can get my son sit in a cage and I'll carry him around. Okay, what movie did we watch? Oh yeah, Krampus. Okay. All right. So as for the plot of Krampus,
it was so hard to find this movie because when I typed in Krampus, all I got was like Mother Krampus, Lady Krampus, Krampus Strikes Again, Season of the Krampus. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's tons of imitation knockoffs of this already.
Krampus Returns, Revenge of Krampus, Krampus' Day Out,
The Dark Krampus Rises,
Krampus Meets Dracula,
Menstrual Krampus.
Jesus Christ. God. Okay, I quit. That's it. Good night, everybody. Okay, so as for the plot of Krampus, a boy who has a bad Christmas ends up accidentally summoning a festive demon to his family home. That demon, of course, is called Krampus, which in European folklore is a horned anthropomorphic figure described as half goat, half demon, who during Christmas punishes children who have misbehaved, usually in extreme ways. And in case anyone was wondering, the punishments could vary from taking away their presents, whipping them with birch sticks, or stuffing them in a sack or cage and carrying them off to hell to be tortured for all eternity. So, in other words, Krampus don't fuck around.
Yeah, Krampus should have got his own animated Christmas special as like a follow-up to Rudolph and Rankin Bass. Like, forget the forget the Bumble. Rudolph should have been running away from Krampus.
Well, this movie kind of had that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But we'll get to that in the likes. So.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So now that we mentioned it, okay, let's tear into this one. What did we like about Krampus? And as is tradition, let's start with Mike. So Mike, tell me something you liked about this movie.
For the first 15 minutes, like seeing the put down upon father, the precocious little boy, the well-meaning elder, the grumpy older relatives that come in, the goofus uncle, and his unlikable kids, I was getting a strong Christmas Vacation vibe from this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Very much.
Definitely.
And it made me... But it wasn't like one of those movies where it reminds me of a better movie. This just reminded me of a great movie and then became great on its own. So
yeah,
it's a strong like for me.
You're right. It did pay. You know, if you notice it, they're subtle, but they did pay some homages to some other classic Christmas movies. So yeah, that's a good catch. That's a good one. So Robin, gonna flip it over to you. Tell me something in particular you liked about this.
Okay. This is something I'm actually surprised Mike didn't mention, but I love the opening credits scene with the Black Friday shoppers.
This is the only reason why I didn't make a joke about the credits, because I was going to say that first. But go ahead.
Yeah. It's because, like, I've worked retail all my life, so I'm like, I've never seen it to those extremes like you see on YouTube videos and stuff, but it's still very relatable. Just the people running in. And
I think,
and in this movie, they're getting destroyed.
Yeah, all three of us here at some point have worked in retail at some point of our life. So
I worked at Best Buy during the Christmas season. They fired me on Boxing Day. I still don't know why.
Wow.
But yeah, I was part of that rush.
Holy crap. Yeah, I worked in retail, but not in a huge store, but still working on Christmas Eve, and not so much Black Friday, but Christmas Eve shopping was one of the most annoying experiences ever. We couldn't close the store. Like, we said that we were going to close up at 4:00, and it was almost 5:30 before we finally got the last customer out of there. So yeah, but yeah, Robin, I totally agree. That opening scene. I think it was it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas is what they were playing.
Wasn't it It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year?
Okay, now I'm going to have to rewatch that. Jesus. I only watched it 2 days ago.
It was It's Beginning to Look a Lot like Christmas.
And just the slow motion, the Black Friday shoppers just crashing through the place. Santa gets just like his legs knocked out from under him. Some poor guy on a ladder gets taken out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, we see some people die, and they're all clerks at the store.
Yeah.
And the guards,
like a couple gets tasered.
The guards tasing the guys, and they're just digging on it. Like, this was the highlight of their day. It's like they were having a bad day, and they finally and it finally became worthwhile because they get to unload a couple thousand volts into some asshole.
Yep. That is good. Like, that whole opening scene was so good, and it went on for a long time, but it wasn't boring. It's not like I watched the movie, and it's not at one point when I was watching that scene was I like, okay, we get it. Black Friday is crazy. Like, it. I was thoroughly enjoying it right from the start.
I know. I was expecting to see Schwarzenegger busting through the crowd looking to get like an action Robo-Man. That red toy was from Jingle All the Way.
Turbo Man, yeah.
I need to get Turbo Man.
For some reason, the toy already looks suspiciously like Schwarzenegger.
I'm an inadequate father who waited too long.
Oh my god. So yeah, I don't know what to start off with then, because like literally you guys took like both of my first likes, because we got Robin's opening Black Friday rampage, and I got. Like, even though I wouldn't like this, but like the family showing up, like I can't imagine. There's only been a couple occasions in my life where I've had a Christmas where there's been some annoying like family members that don't usually spend much time with us show up during Christmas. So that really bothered me. So I guess
the best part about if I ever see family over the holidays is just people that I'm vaguely indifferent to.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to start off with, like, I'm going to be jumping ahead a little bit, but you know how we see a lot of Krampus's minions before we actually see Krampus?
Yeah.
Like, we see, like, I think we get, like, you know, like a shadow of Krampus, like a little bit, but you don't see him much, but we do get, like, glimpses of his minions and all the other things. I love those because they very much reminded me of A Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, it had, for some scenes, you could swear you were watching a live-action version of A Nightmare Before Christmas. It's just like this hodgepodge of Christmas ornaments and toys, just these images related to Christmas, but with a splash of horror on them. And yeah. I just love that. Like, that movie had me grab right from there. Some of it was, like, for instance, the gingerbread men were kind of cheesy CGI, but honestly, I thought that this is a movie where that actually looks good. Like, you want something, you don't want something extremely polished. That would look out of place in this movie.
I think they were puppets mostly too, like the toys and stuff.
Yeah, they were. And the gingerbread men, I think, were the only ones that were heavy CGI.
Yeah.
But like the puppets and everything were all, like the Jack in the Box and things like that were all practical effects.
Yeah, that thing was great.
Yeah. So I love that. It had a very strong, like I said, like a Tim Burton-esque feeling to it. And that just, as soon as that happens, I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I love this movie. Okay, Mike, let's bring it back to you.
One thing that really made me laugh was when the girl's talking to her boyfriend and he whips out a candy cane bong.
Yes.
I was just like, that is hilarious.
That was good. Yeah, it came out of nowhere, and yeah, you didn't expect it, and yep, good call. I had kind of forgotten about that until you just said it.
That was a pretty small one, so I'll just tack on like a medium-sized like.
Sure.
So that this doesn't run too long. Is David Koechner now the funnier and more stable Randy Quaid? Because he is obviously Cousin Eddie.
Oh, definitely.
Is that Packard?
Hmm?
Packard from The Office, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what I always call him.
He's in a ton of stuff, yeah.
He's in a lot of stuff, but I don't
Ricky
know why.
Bobby, wasn't he? The Ballad of Ricky
I always
Bobby.
think of Waiting. I always think of Waiting with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff, but
yeah, he was great in this though. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I love that when I saw him in this. It was good.
Like, he basically was Cousin Eddie, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he had the, like I said, like going back to Mike's original point, like it was very much like a throwback to Cousin Eddie's family from Christmas Vacation. Just a bunch of rednecks showing up to ruin your Christmas.
They're into sports, beer, trailers, and insensitivity.
They even had a dog. Yeah, they even had the dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
If they'd shown up in an old Winnebago, it would have completed the set.
Yeah.
just ruining Pennywise's day with a pipe running from the trailer.
Yeah, that was
Sure, it was full.
Yeah.
That was a great picture. Okay, well, I already mentioned about, like, it reminded me a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas, and let's talk about another, something else that was related to animation. The animated scene with the flashback of the grandmother telling her about her first encounter with Krampus.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a
really
good
cool.
Nightmare Before Christmas stop-motion animation thing. It was starting to remind me of Thanksgiving, and I'm just like, oh no, not another animated
Oh my
flashback,
God.
please, no.
Don't do that. Don't say Krampus, A Nightmare Before Christmas, and Thanksgiving in the same breath, please. That's sacrilege.
I have no limits.
Oh my God.
But, yeah, I was just really pleased that it was an excellent narrative, like, Oh yeah, Krampus is real. I've seen this shit. Let me tell you a story.
Yeah, she knows what's up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like she survived them before, and that she's living the tale to tale. But yeah, it was really cool, like the old Rudolph style and all that too. Even
Yeah.
Also, the on the kid's tablet, they're watching what is obviously a mix of the Rankin Bass Rudolph and Charlie Brown Christmas. Because you have an elf talking about like the Jesus' birth in the manger. And he's even got like, and lo and behold, there was an angel that appeared before the shepherds, and he said, "'Tis Christ the Lord." And I'm like, they're ripping Rudolph and Charlie Brown in one fell swoop, and it's just a pass-by movie.
I just loved at the start too. They're talking about watching the Charlie Brown Christmas special. I'm just waiting for someone to point out Charlie Brown was an asshole to tie it into Trick or Treat moment. Nobody did though.
He is an asshole. I like him, but he's an asshole.
And then they
Kinda
they threw in a good Christmas movie with the grandmother's making cookies. She's watching the 1958 Scrooge, or Christmas Carol, featuring Alistair Sim, which is
the
annual classic.
best version of A Christmas Carol, for sure.
Annual classic in my house. That version always gets watched.
The one without Uncle Scrooge, I guess.
I
Okay.
have Disney Christmas Carol.
I'll concede defeat to Robin. The Disney one with Uncle Scrooge is probably the top of the list.
Oh, Muppet Christmas Carol is not to be forgotten.
I like that one, but not like the Disney one. Uncle Scrooge is just the man. Like,
yeah. And plus, how many other Christmas carols have Scrooge literally thrown into the bowels of hell by Pete?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking terrifying.
But
that scarred me when I was a kid. I'm just like, God.
I'll say the best animated version then is definitely the Disney one with Scrooge McDuck, but live action for sure it's got to be the Alistair Sim, and most notably the end of the movie when he realizes that that he's still alive, he still has a chance to make everything right, and he just goes fucking nuts.
Oh, he's so happy.
He's
he scares the shit out of.
He's chasing the maid around the house.
Scares the fuck out of his maid.
I gotta give an honorable
I haven't lost my
mention
senses.
to,
I've come to them.
Sorry, what was that?
I gotta give
Robin?
honorable mention to the episode of Real Ghostbusters where they capture the Christmas ghosts. And
Oh yeah, it turns.
Did they really
turns
do
out to
that?
go back and release
It was a
them.
real
Yeah.
story. They capture
Oh my
the
God, I thought
ghosts,
it was
and
just a picture on Facebook.
Scrooge writes a book talking about how he defeated the 3 evil ghosts.
Yeah, it was like time travel involved, and then they had to go and release those ghosts so they could fix everything.
Yeah,
Honorable mention to that.
yeah, definitely. Anything involving the real Ghostbusters, I'm all aboard. So that's good. Okay, so back to Krampus. Mike, I think we were back to you, right?
Yeah, that pissed off aunt was delivered a fantastic line at Christmas dinner. Who doesn't make a ham at Christmas? What are you, a Jew?
Oh my god. Yeah, that went over a lot of people right there.
So I think maybe that's why it has such a low rating, because it just triggers so many people who have that unapologetically racist relative. And they're just like, I watch movies to escape my shitty reality, not be reminded of it. Downvote.
Piss off all those Jewish people that went in to watch a Christmas movie? Yeah.
Hi, I didn't come here to be made the butt of a joke. Oi.
Watch your language. Okay, so Robin, what have you got next? Anything else on your likes list?
I'll tell a little story about what I like the scene when we were describing the toys and that, like the evil toys. I thought that was really cool. Like when they were in the attic getting attacked, and you actually see the feet sliding into the Jack in the Box's mouth, like it was eating the little girl snake style.
Yep.
You just see the boots sticking out and they just slither in. That was really gross. But also, I have a good memory attached to that scene, too, because last year I was watching this movie with some people, and we was at their house. It was all decorated with toys and that around.
It turned into a Christmas
scene where
orgy.
the teddy bear was... No. the scene where like the teddy bear
Stockings
was
aren't the only thing
jumping
getting
in.
stuffed this year.
An actual teddy bear actually fell off the couch onto the guy's lap, and he jumped. He's like,
Oh,
well,
man.
you couldn't recreate it, but it was great. Just because like that's what was happening on screen, and the way he shifted on the couch, it fell onto his lap, and he's like,
That's awesome. Oh my god. Okay, so last thing I'm going to say, because this movie all over was good. Like, I mean, I do have a couple of things I want to bring up for dislikes, but nothing major. The movie was all over good, but the ending, when you think that they're going to wuss out,
oh yeah,
like a lot of movies and TV shows have, where everything was just a dream, you immediately think that that's what's about to happen, but nope. I'm not going to totally give away the ending, but you find out that, like, no, man, you're in deep.
Yeah, we had the same experience actually. Like when I watched it with my friends, I'd seen it before, but they hadn't. And while that was going on, you kind of hear the grumbling starting. It's like, oh god, they're not doing this. And then then it panned out to show the snow globe and show that like, nope, they're in hell. Everybody's like, oh
yeah. Same experience watching in the theater when the kid, like, you know, when you get to the big climax when he's face to face with Krampus, and you know what happens, and he wakes up screaming. You could hear, like, there was audible groans in the audience. It's like, oh my god, are you kidding me?
But they just rewound everything,
they knew when they made this movie, they knew that was the reaction they were going to get from people.
Yeah. Oh man, it was a perfect setup.
Yeah.
Krampus don't fuck around. Like, he took the baby and everything. Like,
yeah. Seriously. It's like, I don't know what so that caught me. I thought for a moment that that's the route they were going, and I'm glad to say that nope, they pulled it back. So good for them. Oh. Speaking of this, like, you know, it was all a dream type of thing, you know that there's a huge following of people that are Walking Dead fans that claim that's how Walking Dead is going to end?
Yeah, I've seen that.
The entire
Rick's still in the coma.
It's all Rick's coma dream.
Yeah. Well, Kirkman himself has debunked it, so...
Yeah, I mean, like, the creator of the show says, like, no, that would be stupid. I would never do that. And people still...
to make it all a dream at the end, one would have to have lost their marbles.
Yeah, plus not to mention, like, stuff happens with Rick not around.
Yeah, so Rick dreams that he's watching his stuff happen to everyone else, and oh god, we just lost half our audience because we're talking about Walking Dead.
I think we may have lost somebody because they dropped a Lost reference, and I guess that point was lost too.
Yeah, I'm going to be quite honest. I've never watched an episode of Lost.
Might watch one.
I watched the whole thing. I wasn't a mega fan, but it was a show. To me. Other people, it's just like a fucking revelation.
There's one thing, say what you want about Lost, but one thing that you can say is that it was a show.
And it is over.
Okay, so, Mike, do you have anything else for your likes list?
Yeah, I'll just burn through my likes.
I got nothing else, so if you guys got anything else you want to bring up, go for it.
That storm was menacing. First it looks like just regular weather, but when the girl goes out, every step she takes, it gets darker and windier and grayer and murkier, and the wind gets angry. And then finally she sees the shadow of the Krampus. Like, just the storm itself was menacing and imposing, and... it got me on edge. It did what it was supposed to, and kudos to them.
Hey, Robin, you want to should we tell Mike about some of the storms we've encountered?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's realistic.
Yeah, like, okay, I grew up, if a lot of people don't know, like, I live in Toronto now, but I actually grew up in northern Newfoundland, and that was almost every day throughout, like, January and February in my hometown. Not the Krampus part. I don't think so anyway. But the storms, like when we get a blizzard back home, it is like somebody's hung a white sheet over your window. You don't see anything. Like you can suffocate in in some of the blizzards we get.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather in Ottawa has been really great. Like, it snowed, and the snow stayed for about 3 days, but now I look around and there's leaves, there's squirrels hanging around, and it's just,
it was like it's crazy. It was like 13 degrees here today. And we got all our American audience like 13 degrees. That's freezing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm like, t-shirt weather.
Yeah, like you're on the wrong temperature system. 2, even if you were on the right one, we're Canadian. We're used to it.
Yeah. That's like Robin said. That's 13. That's t-shirt weather, man.
If you can't see your breath, why are you wearing a parka?
Exactly.
So, Robin, you got one?
This was just pretty general, but I think like all the setups to I don't want to call them kills because Krampus never actually kills anybody, but like all the setups to the people being taken was really great. Like Sheldon said, all the creatures looked really cool. There was a lot of suspense, especially the scene with the daughter.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And when when that chain comes down with the gingerbread guy on the hook, like fishing for fatties.
Oh yeah, I'm going to talk
That's
about
my new reality show. Fishing for fatties.
You just put a donut on a string, you drop it down people's chimneys, and you just wait for the bite.
Yeah, I got something more to say about that scene when we get to that. So.
All right.
Yeah, and I like the gingerbread guys like doing flips and shit to get away from the shotgun blast. Like only one was able to do it, and I was just like, "Are we watching a Ninja Bread Man?"
Oh, there you go.
Oh, God.
Hashtag Ninja Bread Man. Let's get that trending.
Have you guys heard of Ginger
on
Dead
our post.
Man? There actually is a movie called Ginger Dead Man.
Oh yeah, don't worry. That's
next year.
Yeah, next year.
That movie got tossed. That title got tossed around when we were deciding on a Christmas list.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I like that scene Mike was talking about because that's when the dog saves the guy, like by eating the last gingerbread man alive.
Oh, yeah.
That's just like finally the dog is useful, and then the dog gets a moment of courage, and then we never see the dog again.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Krampus. I gotta say, while we're wrapping up the likes, that Krampus is genuinely terrifying. When we see that
monster.
distorted face, like when she called him the twisted shadow of Santa, and he looked like the twisted shadow of Santa.
You nailed it. That was I would debate it whether or not to bring that up, but like the look of Krampus was fucking amazing. You nailed it. It is like a distortion of Santa Claus, not just like some like goat demon type of thing, but the look of this, I thought it was amazing. What a great job.
Yep. And then the end credits with, I don't know if you stuck around for the end of the movie, but the last song playing in the credits is the Carol of the Krampus.
Oh yeah.
And just like they put in a parody in this movie, and humor, it's a fine line between entertaining and silly, and this stayed on the good side of silly rather than like lapsing into goofy or stupid.
There's actually a metal version of that song on YouTube. Look it up sometime. The Carol of Krampus metal version.
Nice.
Okay, so anyone else have anything to bring up, or should we move into darker territory?
I'm ready.
All right,
Yeah,
so we've said everything that we liked about it, so let's move into the dislikes. So who wants to take a stab first? If no one does, I'll go.
I've only got one.
If you take mine, I'm going to be so pissed. But go for it.
That's the beauty of not rehearsing. We get to surprise each other. I just thought, like, wouldn't Krampus spare the old lady? Because she seems like she always kept Christmas in her heart, was a good mother, and an excellent grandmother. She never seems to have lost or forgotten the lesson that Krampus taught her. But yet he just comes for her as much as anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And it just
you kind of get the impression he remembered her, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Did. But I was just wondering, like, what wasn't Krampus supposed to be, like, only going after the bad people who have forgotten Christmas? Like, it seems to go against the rule she established. Still an interesting implied ending, though, for her.
Yeah. You're right.
Well, I guess it's because he spared her once, so it's like, you got one. That's what I kind of got out of
Yeah,
that.
but she didn't do anything to deserve another visit, so...
But that's...
She took the lesson he taught her, and she ran with it.
Yeah, but she didn't pass it on to her family.
Well,
her family didn't get it.
And she may not have passed it on to her son, but she was always a good grandmother.
Yeah,
like making cookies, helping the kid write the letter to Santa, teaching him about belief. It turns out it was all for nothing, because even the lessons she taught to her grandson, they didn't pan out either. He's just like, oh, Christmas is about sacrifice? Then I'll exchange myself and, Krampus will let my family go. Fuck, nope, he's taking everybody.
Yeah.
He's
coming, he took the baby.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, I mean, he was very indiscriminate when he came, like, because the whole thing was started by the kid, like, losing his Christmas spirit and ripping up his Christmas letter and whatever, which, seems like a bit of a harsh punishment for something that slight, but whatever.
They coming in your windows, they taking everybody out here.
Yeah, and I can see him totally taking, like, the redneck family, maybe even, like, his parents, but, like, his grandmother and the baby, like, I'm pretty sure they were pretty... The dog, I'm pretty sure, like, the dog didn't have enough Christmas spirit. Like, that's...
Yeah, like, it's like the old lady... Like, her rules didn't mean shit. Like, there was no lesson for her to learn. It's just, his sack was full or he got bored.
And I guess we assume he took the whole neighborhood, too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even the friggin', like, UPS driver was frozen to death down the street.
Yeah, he didn't even take him. He just fucking murdered him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm going to talk about that. That's my dislike, actually. So.
Okay, well, you can go next, then.
You want me to go right into it?
Yeah.
Okay, well... I was not really so much a dislike, but an inconsistency, I guess, because, like I said, throughout the whole movie, Krampus has taken everybody, the baby, the kids, the boyfriend's family, we assume the rest of the neighborhood.
The dog.
Except for one, the dog, except for one guy they flat out kill.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why didn't he get taken? He was killed. Like, he froze to death. You see his frozen corpse. Either that, he just died unrelated, and Krampus is like, well...
He saw Krampus and had a heart attack?
Yeah. Like, why did that guy not get taken?
You're right.
He's the only real kill in the movie.
The story, the premise that they set up about the reason, like, the reason for Krampus's actions was very inconsistent. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they broke their own rules.
Yeah.
Maybe Krampus has the power to create, like, an alternate universe type of thing. I don't know, but whatever.
I mean, like, even Sam from Trick or Treat, he wrecked up that guy, but as soon as he abided by the spirit of Halloween and offered up a treat, then Sam's just like, all right, took a bite out of it and went on his way.
Yeah. But then the guy got killed by the corpse kids anyway, so...
Well... He may have abided by Halloween, but he still murdered a bunch of goofy kids. So.
Yeah, that's true.
And Sam still killed a lady. So.
That's true.
She blew out a pumpkin, okay? She had it coming. She asked for it.
Yeah. She was taking her decorations down too soon, so Sam killed her.
So the one thing that I got for my dislikes list, and some people are going to disagree, and you guys will probably disagree too, is like the very last scene when we realize what's happening is that nope, this wasn't a dream, this is real. It starts panning out, and we see like the whole snow globe image, and I thought it was just going to fade to black, like just cut off, and the end credits would come up, but nope, they attempt a jump scare with puppets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was
in a circle,
goofy.
all around the screen. And let me tell you, that jump scare did not scare anyone.
No, that was just like really. That's like doing like a massive, amazing flip and then like landing on your tummy. Like
yeah, it was unnecessary. I agree with that.
And like it just unnecessary, and it kind of like for me, it took away from the seriousness of the moment.
And also, you saw like hordes of snow globes. Like, first off, not only did this like rip off Cemetery Man, which we seem to be encountering
Cemetery Man,
this a lot. But not only did it rip off Cemetery Man, you think that people in this day and age would be like, so Christmas came, and once again, about 300 families have gone missing this year, and no one's looking into that.
Dozens more of these mysterious Christmas disappearances have been reported.
There's an Easter egg in there, too, that I read about. Apparently, one of the snow globes has got the Bates Hotel in it.
Huh.
Seriously?
I haven't seen it, but I've read that in trivia.
I gotta look that up.
I can imagine if they make a sequel to this movie, it has to be like the family finding a way to knock the snow globe over and breaking out and basically like trying to free all of Krampus's victims. And then realizing, some of them are assholes and they deserve to be in there.
See, I assume Krampus has been doing it for years and years. That's why there's so many globes there.
And, if they suffer through they're punished for all eternity. Like, of course, there's going to be a lot. It's not like they're gradually going to die or anything.
Is he putting
Grandma's
food in the
family
snow globe?
is probably there.
Is he putting food in the globe? Like, they're going to starve to death in there or suffocate.
No, they'll have food. Maybe it's like the whole thing, like they've got to... he wanted Christmas to be like it was when he was a kid, and he probably has to relive those Christmases over and over again. Like kind of like a Groundhog Day type of thing.
That's what I assume, yeah. So Christmas dinner's probably there every day.
47
They have
times
turkey every day.
Yeah.
47 times in a row. It's just like, oh, gee, the present. Oh, look, it's Tetris. Yay.
I don't know. I could almost see an upside of getting to relive my childhood Christmases all the time, to be quite honest. But anyway, yeah. So that's the only real dislike that I have. Like everything else, like that scene, the jump scare at the end just seemed like very tacked on, unnecessary. Not only unnecessary, but it kind of took away from the seriousness of the ending.
Yeah. And I'm just pissed that they broke their own rules. Like, the kid learned the meaning of sacrifice, didn't get rewarded for it. The old lady, she kept Christmas in her heart, always, like, was good to her son and his son, and nope, you're going in the fucking bag, bitch.
I did, though, that the, what actually officially set it up, that what had happened, that they're in hell, they're being punished for all eternity, was him opening up the present, and it was the bell inside.
Yeah. I've got one of those.
Of course you do.
It came in when a horror block was a thing. I got one last year.
Oh, is that not a thing anymore? Can you still get it?
No, they went out of business.
Yeah,
which sucks because I loved it. But
yeah, I never had it. I've only had a Loot Crate subscription, but like Horror Block was one that I really strongly considered. So, oh well.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else got a dislike for this?
Nope.
I've got another minor one, I guess, that I just brought up earlier. Was when the power's out, everybody's all huddled around, and then the gingerbread man is dangled in like a fish on a hook, and the fat kid has no self-control. Is like, yeah, I'll take a bite out of that.
Doesn't wake anybody up. Doesn't say, hey, something's coming down the chimney. Nope, he's just going to be fat, dumb, and quiet.
If I wake everyone up, I'll have to share.
You know what that kid reminded me of? He was a dead ringer for Charlie from Trick or Treat, the pumpkin smashing asshole.
Well, it's same producers, maybe it's same actor.
Oh my God! Somebody needs to check that right now. Hold on, I got my phone right here.
His name, the kid's name is Maverick Flack. He played Howie, but Brett Kelly was the pumpkin smashing Charlie. But obviously, the producers have a type for kids they don't like fat white afro kids. And funny enough, there's another Christmas connection with that guy. Brett Kelly, he was in Bad Santa 1 and 2.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I think he played like Lauren Graham's son.
I haven't seen any of those movies either, so... Starting to think the only movies I see now are horror movies. That's not a bad thing. I'm just saying.
He's the one who pretty much, in a survival situation, fucked himself. So.
Yeah. Okay. But so, I don't have anything bad to say. Like, I mean, I could probably nitpick and, if I really thought about it, find some things here and there. But I gotta say, I really love this movie. It definitely is on my Christmas watch list every year now. And It's good. If you haven't seen it, you have to check it out, and make sure you see Krampus 2015, not any of the knockoffs. And I'm not putting any of them down because I have not seen any of them. They could be good B quality movies. I'm just saying that watch this one.
Okay, and the final category, the what the fucks. Did any of you guys have any?
I don't know. This for me, this was fuck free.
I only had one, and it was very minor. And the kid wakes up in his room, and we get to see Robot Chicken and Rick. And I'm like, okay, one, he's 9. He should not be watching Rick and Morty. And 2, did Adult Swim sponsor this movie? Because we're seeing a lot of their properties, a lot of Cartoon Network properties here. But not like the 9-year-old appropriate ones.
I don't know. Should check it out. Maybe they were a sponsor. Who knows?
Yep. So that's like my minor head scratcher, and I'm out of that. What about you?
Well, I mean, come on. Like a 9-year-old watching Rick and Morty. Did you not watch things you weren't supposed to, like when you were a kid? Most of my horror library is movies that I wasn't supposed to watch as a kid. So.
I remember seeing a few of those as well. Like
one of my earliest childhood memories is watching Kevin Bacon get an arrow stuck through his throat. So
yeah. Plus, we've seen these parents; they're not watching what these kids watch.
No,
they're not monitoring into that.
I'm just wondering why a 9-year-old would be interested in watching a pathological narcissist just abandon his family, or watching Robot Chicken, where they constantly referencing like Light Bright and Thundercats, and he's like, I'm a 9-year-old in 2015. Why would I know this?
He was a smart 9-year-old.
Yeah. That's true.
He was more adult than the adults. So.
Okay, so guys, if no one's got anything else to talk about, that's Krampus, but we have one more part to talk about, and I gotta say, Mike, I thought about it, and I really have no idea what you're going to pick, because I'm not sure of a whole lot of these things. You know, the thing you're known for happened in this movie, so...
I'm hard-pressed.
Were they kills? Yeah.
I'm hard-pressed for my kill of the week.
Yeah, because he doesn't really kill anybody, does he?
The UPS guy.
Yeah.
And we don't really know how he died. Like, I guess he caused his death. I don't know if it would be, like, murder or manslaughter, but...
well, he punched open the window, didn't he?
I guess. But you know what? Just to make it fair, I guess we could say, like, if you've been dragged to hell to be tortured for all eternity, we can say for in this case that counts as a death.
Oh, you're dead to the world.
Sure.
There you go. As far as the other world is concerned, you're dead. So, lay it on us, Mike. What do you got?
I guess I'm gonna go with the gingerbread men. They died hilariously, getting shot, getting blown up, getting shotgunned, and then finally eaten by a dog. So the 3 gingerbread guys with the nail gun. It was a fantastic scene with a quick end, and it made me laugh. And the dog proved useful, so I'll go with that.
Mm-hmm. That was my favorite. Like,
I think it's the first time we were giving a kill to an inanimate object, but
he's not inanimate. He's moving. Like, that's literally the opposite of
to an animated object.
No, it's a good choice. I like that because like if you want to get technical, like we're right. Like the only real death was the UPS guy, but I mean, I think like just anyone getting taken by Krampus or any of his minions could count as a death. So, but you still what you picked was a legitimate death. I'm pretty sure that gingerbread man died. So, if he ain't dead, he ain't happy.
It's just like being tacked together with icing until he like congeals again.
Okay, so that is our coverage of Gingerbread Man. Gingerbread Man? Seriously? What the fuck? Okay, I gotta stop drinking when I do these things. that is our coverage of Krampus, not Ginger Dead Man. Fuck. Oh, so Robin, definitely good pick, man. I'm so glad you picked this one, and it was nice to see like a modern take on like an old school and largely, at least in like North America, a largely unknown folklore character.
Yeah, I remember hearing about Krampus when I was young, but until all these bootleg movies came out, it's like I never thought about it. So, if you guys ever wondered if there's anything to these folklore legends like the Krampus?
Well, I don't know about the rest of them, but I know that the Krampus is real.
What? How do you know that?
Oh, we met him last year.
You met him?
Yeah, and let me tell you, it wasn't a good experience. Oh, I'm so done with Christmas. I just spent all day at the mall, spent a ton of money in the stores and online, and I still have a lot of shopping to do.
You think that's bad? I almost broke my leg today when I fell off a ladder when I was trying to put on my Christmas lights. All that work and for what? So my house will look pretty and festive? Who the hell cares?
Man, you said it. Christmas sucks now. I loved it when I was a kid, but adult Christmas is a pain.
Yeah, wish I could have the same kind of Christmas I had when I was a kid.
Ah! What
Who
the?
are you?
I'm Krampus, and I'm here for the two of you.
Wait, you can talk?
Of course I can talk.
Well, you didn't talk in the movie.
Well, that movie's not 100% accurate, okay? Jeez. Anyway, I see you've lost your Christmas spirit, and that you wish your Christmases was the way it was when you were kids.
Yeah?
Well, I'm going to grant your wish. I'm going to take both of you to hell as your punishment, and you'll have to relive all your childhood Christmases over and over and over again for all eternity.
Woo!
Yeah, this
Yes!
is incredible!
All right! Dude, it's gonna be so much fun!
Wow, no adult responsibilities, and it's Christmas all the time. This is going to be the best thing ever.
What? I don't get it.
This will really be heaven.
No, it's not heaven. It's the other place.
Oh my god, I get to open all those Star Wars toys again like when I was 5?
I'm going to have my old NES again. I'll be able to play all my old favorite games again for the first time.
I don't think you understand.
Hey, maybe we'll be able to hang out together. We can play NES at your place, and then you can come over and play with my toys, and we can watch the movies on my VCR, and then...
Oh, but trust me, that's all going to get old real fast.
How so? It's pretty much what we do now, except less boring stuff to go along with it.
Yeah. Oh man, I get to have my mom's Christmas dinner again. I haven't been home for Christmas in years. Dude, you should come over for
No,
dinner.
you guys are not.
Okay, I'll ask my mom. Hey, maybe I'll bring over my NES and some board games, and...
And, bring your PJs and sleep over.
Enough! God, I hate punishing grown men like this these days. Jeez, they're all just a bunch of man babies.
Hey man, that's not true.
No, you know what? I'm done. I'm out of here. You guys are weird.
No, don't go.
No, obviously, reality is the worst punishment there is for you. Goodbye and Merry Christmas. Oh,
Oh man, he's gone.
Damn it, so close.
Hate my life.
So, yeah, honestly, after that, it was a little hard to watch this movie.
Yeah, bad memories.
But it's on my Christmas rotation every year now. I think it's going to be up there with like He-Man and Garfield and Muppets Family Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. It's it's on mine. I had to get the DVD of this because I definitely need to watch this one. It is very well done. Good job to those guys. Can't wait to see what they got coming up next. And I'm really, really hoping it's going to be Trick or Treat Part 2.
Well, they're working on it.
Yeah, but they've been working on that for years now.
Well, I saw on IMDb it has a release date for next year.
Nice.
I'll believe it when I see it.
And if they stick to the holiday theme, they need to do like an Easter one.
St. Patty's Day.
That's been done.
It's like Leprechaun.
Leprechaun's
It's like
been done.
Leprechaun, but it's Leprechaun, but tasteful and proper.
They need to do like an obscure holiday, like Arbor Day or something like that.
Labor Day.
President's Day.
The Reckoning.
Leif Erikson Day. Okay, so guys, that is our coverage of Krampus. Robin, thank you again so much for joining us and for making a great selection. You never disappoint with your movie suggestions, so thanks a lot for that.
Am I the first 2-time guest?
You're on 3 times now.
Oh yeah, like for a movie anyway. Well, yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
That's cool then. I think next time I need to do something that like I don't like. Where I picked Bubba Hotep and all that. I need to pick something that I'm not a huge fan of, so you'll get to hear me like go off on something. But I think that'd be fun.
There you go. Pick one you don't like. I would love to know what makes Robin's list of horror movies he doesn't like.
I was grumbling at my computer screen listening to you guys talk about House of Wax. Like, that probably would have been high up.
Exactly. There you go. Like, I mean, I've known you for a long time, and I know you're very lenient when it comes to judging horror movies. So,
well, if you want to do a wax-related one, we can talk about The Chamber of Horror.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
Possibly.
It's a movie that warns you in the movie when something scary is about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the horror horn.
Oh, yeah.
It's got the horror horn and the fear flasher.
See, there's nothing in my collection I don't own, or that I don't like, I mean.
Really?
That's good. Nice to know you didn't steal any of those movies.
That's deep.
All I do is something. Well, then again, there's some middle parts of some series like Nightmare on Elm Street that can be torn apart, so.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, that's time for
so many
that.
Friday the 13th, like, how many of those are interchangeable?
Yeah. Oh. Well, I got the Leprechaun box set. I just remember the first time I watched In Space, I was like, oh. There we go. But that's in March. We'll save that.
Yeah. We'll get back to that one.
Yeah.
It'd be great to see, like, Freddy versus Jason versus Leprechaun in space.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much. And that is all our movie coverage for this week. But we're not done just yet because we want to hear from you. You have any questions, comments, constructive criticism, or nasty criticism, or you just want to know where you can send your Christmas cards to us, then you've got a few options. You can reach us the old-fashioned way by email at graveyardshiftpod@gmail.com. You can contact us on Twitter at GYS_horrorpod, or you could find us on Facebook at facebook.com/graveyardshiftpod. If a monetary donation is possible to help us with the upkeep and promotion of the show, you can send some dollars our way at www.patreon.com/graveyard. Once a month, we post some Patreon exclusive bonus content there. That's things that it could be extended episodes, some episodes we've created specifically for Patreon that you can only listen to if you are a Patreon supporter, and you can be a Patreon supporter for as little as $1 a month, except for the entire month of December, because as a gift to you, you can go and listen to all our Patreon episodes completely free. We've taken away the paywall for the entire month, so you can go in and take a listen to it and hear all the same great exclusive content that our Patreon donors get to listen to all the time. If you decide it's something that you want to be a part of, you can make a donation, and once January 1st, 2018 comes around, then you'll be part of that exclusive club. So go check it out.
You want to be on the right side of the wall when it goes up.
There you go. And of course, we understand that after December, everyone's bank account's taking a hit for Christmas shopping and all that stuff, so not everyone's going to have any money left over to donate some to us, but you can still help us out a ton, most of all by going to iTunes, rate, review, subscribe. Literally, in the long run, that's what's going to help us out the most, so go check that out. And if that's not available to you, you can do the same thing on Stitcher, Google Play, anywhere that you ingest your podcasts. And if none of that's possible, then just keep doing like you're doing right now. Listen to us each week. Share us on social media if you want. Just tell your friends by word of mouth if you think is this something they'd be interested in. Just let them know about us.
Yeah, and give them the gift that keeps on giving. Awareness of our podcast.
And a lot of you, I think, from the look of the way our Twitter followers and Facebook followers have been going up, a lot of you have been doing that. So thank you very much. We really do appreciate it, guys. You are great. So, Mike, if someone wanted to hear more of you, how would they go about doing that?
Well, you can check out the Playing with Power podcast, where me and my friends read and discuss each issue of Nintendo Power magazine from first to last, front to back. We're covering the Super Nintendo phase of the coverage and just breaking into the Virtual Boy. Ooh.
Oh boy.
And you can find that on Facebook, iTunes, Google. And you can even check out our archive at playingwithpowerpodcast.com.
Awesome. Yeah, if you're a fan of old Nintendo games or you had a subscription to Nintendo Power Magazine back in the day like I did, check it out. You're going to love it. It's a blast.
Also, Sheldon is on a few episodes of that and on an upcoming episode of the Taste Test, which is available in the same feed where me and my friends play old Nintendo games. So it's not just reading Nintendo Power, it's playing some of the games featured in them.
Yeah, so guys, check it out. It's and it was the cause of this podcast getting created, so we owe that podcast a lot of thanks. And guys, I just want to say, like, we are receiving so many messages from you guys, all kinds of compliments. It's just amazing. Like, thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate it. We read everything that you send to us. We love to get involved. We've had some great chats with all of you. And we have a blast. Like, we really do enjoy talking to you. Thank you for everyone that's getting involved with us on social media, on Twitter, everything. It is freaking amazing. We love you guys. We really like what's happening with the show, the attention that it's getting. So, just again, thank you. You guys are making our Christmas. So, please keep it up. And Robin, once again, thank you so much for joining us, our first three-peat guest, and always a pleasure. Like, you've always got great things to say about the movies, and we can't wait to see what you're going to have for us next time.
Oh yeah, it should be great. I got lots to pick from. So.
It's going to be awesome. I know whatever you pick, I know it's going to be awesome. And we have one more Christmas episode, guys. We're already 75% done of our Christmas episode, so we've got another one more coming up where we're going to be covering Black Christmas from 1974, the original Christmas horror classic. And Mike, I'm not sure if you've seen this one already, but if you haven't, I think you're going to be very happy.
Oh, I'm looking forward to just checking it out now.
And make sure you see the original, not the remake from a few years ago.
The 1974 one, right?
Yes, that's right. And one thing I want to ask from you guys, anyone's listening, for our last episode, and I haven't talked about this to Mike, so I probably should have done that first, but anyway, here it goes. If you have any questions for us, Christmas related or just in general about the show, send it in to us, like I said, with the ways that we mentioned earlier, and we'll answer as many as we can on the show. Anything you want to know about the show, about some Christmas movies, about horror movies in general, or just about us, here's a chance. You know, Christmas is all about hanging out with friends and loved ones and, you know, new friends getting to know each other. So this would be a great chance to do it. So send us questions, and if it's things that we feel comfortable answering, we'll do so on the show. So we'll look out for that next time. And until next time, I'm Sheldon.
I'm Mike.
And thank you again for joining us for Christmassacre.
On the graveyard shift.
Yeah, I had that. Don't confuse anyone.